What's up YouTube, this is Phantom.7. This is another video to do with Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain PS4 review. Another video from Dave. And yeah, I finally beat it. It is over. Thank God. I never thought this motherfucker would end, but it did. I actually beat it last week, but I just didn't get around to beating it till now. And to be honest, I mean, not beating it till now. I beat it last week, but I didn't get around to it till now to do the review because I'm tired of looking at this fucking game. Just to be honest, just to be fair. In my opinion, is this game good? Yes, it's good. Is it great? To some people it may be, to some people it may not. Is it amazing? No, it's not. I'm sorry. It has a lot of flaws. I don't really understand how this game got such high reviews all around the board, you know, from the bigger reviewers. I do understand. They're probably paid off. But at the same time, I don't understand with a lot of stuff with this game, like how they couldn't point certain things out. Like it seems like they overlooked a lot of stuff, you know. Now looking back after beating this game last week, I've seen a lot of things wrong with this game. And there's things wrong with every game, to be fair, but as high as, you know, ratings as this game has got, you know, it deserves to be called out. I'm sorry. Alright, let's start with story. Basically, in my opinion, if I was to tell you the story of this game, it would ruin it, and there'd be no reason to play the fucking game. So I'm not going to do that. I will tell you the basic plot, alright? Pretty much, like I said in my first impressions. Basically what happens is, after the events of Ground Zeroes, you wake up in a hospital. There's a nurse sitting there. Pretty much the nurse notices you're awake, she runs, gets a doctor. Then next thing you know, the doctor's showing you x-rays and pretty much telling you you are public enemy number one. The fucking thing just like it just takes off right there. Great opening to the game. Probably one of the best openings in a game I've ever seen as of late, you know. It really intrigues you into the game, you know, and you have all these, and you pretty much learn, like I said, that you're public enemy number one, and like the whole hospital just, all kinds of chaos just breaks loose. Like, it's really intriguing. It sucks you in the game. They did a great job on doing that. So throughout the game, you have to assemble this thing called the Diamond Dogs, and you know you have to assemble Mother Base and form a team called Diamond Dogs. And basically, the story is you're meeting different people, you know, going around, you know, doing missions, you know, finding out what's going on, you know, why, you know, pretty much going after the people that are after you, okay? That's where I'm going to leave it. With the story, I will say, when it comes to the ending of this game, there's actually, it seems like they kind of put two endings in it, like halfway through the halfway mark. You get like where you get this point, I mean it's not a spoiler, but you get to this point where you actually see the credits roll. Like they roll for a long time, so they make you think that the game's over. But really, it's not. That's just the first part of the game, and then goes into the second part. In my opinion, I really think the second part was unnecessary. I think they should just left it off at the first part. That would have been great. You do a really epic boss battle, and it was really good. But to be honest, I think the second part, you're doing a lot of unnecessary things and a lot of missions over, and it ruins the game. It makes it really monotonous. And, you know, to me, the ending, the final ending of the game, I think it was a good ending for this game, you know. I actually had somebody, when I was live streaming it, and warning to anybody that live streams, you will have people who will come into your live stream and write the endings and main plots to games to ruin the game for you if you never played it while you're, you know, your first playthrough. And I had, you know, somebody left a comment, I just saw the beginning of it, but that was the main ending, and I read the first little bit, and it was pretty much telling me the main twist of this game. And this game does have a good twist. It has a lot of great things to it, but at the same time, a lot of the bad overshadows the good. Before I was saying a lot of the good overshadows the bad, but now thinking about it, a lot of the shit you do in this game that really bothers you ruins the fucking game. Like, the game is too long. So, in my opinion, the story, I think they had a good ending. I think they should have cut it off in the first part, you know, and maybe threw that twist in there too. You know, I think another thing with the story, it's lacking boss battles. You know, the other Metal Gears, the ones that I played in the past, Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, of what I played of that, it always had great boss battles. But you don't have that in this game, you know, and that's something that I was kind of going to more on the gameplay. Alright, that's the story. Graphics. Pretty much graphics. Alright. With the graphics, this game, you know, no questions asked, is probably one of the best looking games this generation, and that's something that makes this game really intriguing. It's beautiful. Like, it's like most things. When people say graphics don't matter, get the fuck out of here. That's like saying a hot chick don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going looking at ugly bitches. You know, does an ugly bitch attract you? No. A pretty bitch, a hot bitch attracts you. Nice ass, you know, big titties. You know, it's funny, like, does an ugly ass game attract you to play it? No. Fucking great graphics attracts you, and this game's got it, and that's what draws you into this game. The game is amazing looking. That's where I would give it high scores, is the fucking graphics. They hit one out of the park when it comes to graphics. This game should have been a launch game to show off the fucking graphics of these consoles, you know what I'm saying? But that's like the high point for me with this game, was the graphics. Now, gameplay. Let's get into gameplay. Basically with the gameplay, like I said with the story, you're basically going around and assembling the Diamond Dogs. And what you're going to be doing the whole game is basically going around and recruiting soldiers, you know, and sneaking up behind them and choking them out and asking them for interrogations. And you know, you may be able, if you want, you can stab them, but majority of the time you want to send them off in the little balloons. That is cool, that part. And you can send animals off and all that stuff, and you hear them make little noises when they get taken off the ground. It's really cool. But basically the whole gameplay to this game is select your mission, do your loadout, take what you want to bring with your mission, okay, go to your landing thing. You know, they show the cutscene of you landing, and then you go from point A, you mark on your map, to point B, and you're going to be running into command posts. That's going to make the mission a lot longer than it needs to be. You may run into 5 command posts on one mission, which is ridiculous, because there's some missions where you may have to go find the legendary bear and go completely around the fucking mountain, where you have a fucking helicopter that should be able to put you up on that spot. But no, the helicopter drops you off, you know, at the bottom, where it's retarded. You know, you have a helicopter. It should be able to drop you wherever you can. And if they want you to not go near an area, they should have like soldiers out there to shoot your helicopter down. Like there is some spots with this game where you can drop close to really close to missions, and there's some other times where you can't drop really close to missions. So it's kind of retarded there. So basically the whole game, you're going from point A to point B, choking out soldiers at command posts. At first it's really cool, it's actually intriguing, but after a while it gets really monotonous, and by the time you get to the, you know, towards the end of the game, at least the end of the first part, you're ready to fucking shoot yourself. Like, I was ready to throw a fucking bullet in a revolver and spin the fucking chamber, click that son of a bitch, pull the hammer back, and play Russian roulette if I should keep going with this game. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's how you feel after a while. It gets old, you know. But, I mean, one thing I was disappointed with the gameplay from other games, there was more boss battles. There's not many boss battles in here. And basically, when it comes to some of the boss battles, you're just running away from the enemy to get away. It's not even a boss battle. But the ones that does have it in here are good. You know, I really did like the one boss battle at the end of the first part of the game. That was probably one of the best boss battles, epic fucking boss battles I have ever seen in a game. So yes, this game does have some great shit. But like what I said, you know, in past videos and stuff, a lot of the good overshadows the bad. But I think in the long run, a lot of the bad overshadows the good. And that's what is the problem with this game. Doing the same shit like what I'm doing in this video right here. All I'm going usually is, that's all you're doing is running around from point A to point B. In this mission, I'm looking for the lost soldier, but I did some of the command posts showing you guys what it's like. But after a while, it gets monotonous. And to me, with this, going back to the story, something I forgot to say. Yes, you have a full ending and everything. You get all your answers. It's a good twist, but when you're playing this game, you can go 8 missions without seeing a cutscene, and that's another problem. That don't keep you intrigued in the game, and you think you're doing something wrong. You're doing the wrong missions, because you usually have to do the missions that are lit up, you know. And if you don't do it's a certain color. I'm colorblind, so I see a different color. I don't know exactly what color it is, but I can tell the difference from the missions I'm supposed to do and the missions I'm not. But I am colorblind. But there's certain colored missions you got to do. and the ones you got to keep following them. And there's other missions sometimes that's lit up, but those aren't really the ones you're supposed to be doing. You can do them later on. So you got to stick with the lit up missions, but it just gets to a point sometimes there will be a time where there won't be any missions lit up and you don't know what to do, and you might have to do some more side missions, but they don't really tell you that. You have to go look online, and luckily I had some great people watching my stream that helped me out. I appreciate all the help from you guys. Shout out to everybody on the live streams. Valfor, Coco Sparks, Megaton, Shadow Fox, One Piece Fanboy. You guys know who you are. One White Kong. The list goes on. But yeah, basically the gameplay is just, it's good. Basically all you're going to do the whole gameplay is scope out enemies with your binoculars, mark them, go in. You're going to be doing a lot of interrogating people. Most of your missions are all the same things. Go capture this person, go destroy this tank. It's the same shit. You have a few boss battles that are really good, mainly one that's really good. And the main character, the main bad guy to this game, is pointless. I was waiting for an epic boss battle with him and it never happened. So it's a disappointment. Pretty much, did I have fun with this game? Yes, I did at times, and at times I fucking hated it. I'm just being honest. I had high hopes for this game. I just, at the end, I felt like they kind of just gave us a game that they just kind of made long. They just made it unnecessarily long. And I think this game being as long as it is with the main mission ruined it at the end. I really do. And you got some people saying that there's an extra mission in this game that they cut out. And you don't understand the story. I think they ended it good. I think when you did see story, they did it well. There's a really cool quiet scene in this game where she just goes fucking apeshit at the end. It's really cool that I liked. I thought they did a great job on that. And the full ending is really good. It's a really good twist to this game. And if anybody has invested this time in this game already and feel like I did, to where you just wanted to bust out the revolver and play Russian roulette, I would advise you, if you went that far, go further just to see the twist. If you didn't have anybody ruin it like I did, I had people, come on my live stream, troll me, and ruin it. But it is what it is. But if you don't know the twist to it, do it. It's actually worth it for the twist if you played that long. Now, another thing with a lot of what I didn't understand, the online multiplayer still isn't in this game. They give you something where you can invade people's bases, but the true online multiplayer, this part, that's supposed to be in this game isn't here. So I don't understand how this game gets such high ratings, and that's something this generation that I find funny. A game cannot be full, and it could be half-assed, and it's supposed to have other shit in it at a later date, and these reviewers will give it high ratings when it's missing the online multiplayer. The online multiplayer could come into this game and make this game fucking amazing, or it could fucking ruin it and make it even worse than it is. In the long run, do I think this game is it's terrible? No, it's not. It actually has some of really good things in this game that I was actually really impressed by. Like I said, that boss battle, it's fucking epic. If they would have just ended it at that where it was supposed to be, the first part, like, to me, in my eyes, I think they should end it there. Then they continue it, make you do all this unnecessary shit, and it gets ridiculous after a while. And I have a friend that, he was playing through it, and he's doing the second part, and he don't even feel like finishing the game. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He's right at the end, and he has to do something to get the mission going, to get the last mission. I believe it's 46, and he's, not sure of what he didn't do, and he did a lot of it. And, you're just, at that point, you're like, because he thought the game was over with the one cutscene with Quiet, if you all know what I'm talking about. But it's not. You still have to do something else. It keeps going and going and going. But I'm telling you, at the end, if you went that far, keep going. But I could understand if somebody didn't want to do that. Alright, what I'm going to score this game, to be fair, I found it to be, at first, I was going to go with, a 9. And then I thought an 8, I'm going to be honest with you. I agree with King Rinpoche. It's a 7, straight up. Just being real. It's a 7. I hate to say it like that. From, looking back now, a week after beating it, it's a 7. It's a shame. They did a lot of good things in this game, but they also did a lot of bad. That's my review, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments section. Did you like the game? Did you enjoy it? Did you feel how I felt? It was just monotonous. More videos come. Thank you.